Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and I am here today with a 25 card video. So I just used this one 6x6 paper pad and one pack of ephemera from Spellbinders. It's the Dancing Santa. I didn't get the kit. I skipped the kit and just opted to buy the paper pad and the ephemera because I really just didn't want the dies. And for me, this is the power play of a kit when the dies aren't what I want, or the stamps. So I am going to make some of my card bases. I left this in because I wanted you guys to see how I fold mine up. I just really like to use this small scoreboard and get my corners precise, and I always get a great fold when I do this. And then I store them just in this plastic container with a lid. You can tell I'm running low for sure. And it's funny because I grabbed out 10 because this was going to be like a 10 cards, 1 kit video. And then it turned into more, and I'm so glad it did. So basically I'd taken one of each design of the paper, which I want to say there were 12. And I just cut them up. Some are 4 by 5 1/4. Others are 3 3/4 by 5. And then I keep all the little trimmings as well. Okay, I really didn't edit this much. This is exactly how I handled this. I opened the package, peeled off whatever was at the top, and started making piles of images that I thought would layer really well together. You know, putting cohesive items together. So I ended up using, this is like my favorite way. So first of all, Spellbinders, thank you for doing 2 pieces of each piece of ephemera. I love that about their ephemera packs, is that you get 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my little image melodies, if you will, and just stack everything in piles that I think are going to go well together. And then I essentially have 2 cards for each design. And I love doing this when I want to use up a pack. I forgot to film for you guys what I had left over when I was done with this, but I had half the pack of paper and like maybe 15 pieces of ephemera, maybe, but maybe not. And I'm going to use all of that for tags. So I love that. It's all going to be used up. Nothing is getting left behind, and it's such a good feeling. Okay, so let's just get this party started. These cute little elves are gonna go on 2 cards. Obviously, I'm stacking them with the gifts because he has one in his hand. And it's funny, I put that little magical sentiment up there, but then I end up covering it up towards the end of the video with a no peeking because I thought that was a little more appropriate. It's funny, my daughter, we did Elf on the Shelf for the first time last year. She was 6 years old and she was not having it. So, you know, it's really funny because like the parents are supposed to hide the elf every night or do something, you know, with the elf. No, she took him and hid him. She was like so funny about it. She was like, what did she say? She was like, I was like, where is the elf? And she's like, didn't say anything. You guys, it wasn't till after Christmas that she finally brought the elf out. And she's like, here, mommy, you can have the elf back. And I was like, where was it? She's like, I hid it. I couldn't take any chances on him telling Santa something. Oh my goodness, it was awesome. So yeah, no elves around here. They might tell all of her secrets. Oh goodness. I feel bad. So this summer, she fully believed in Santa. And this summer in July, I was like, okay, 6 months before Christmas, I'm going to go ahead and let her know Santa's not real. It's really Daddy Claus, not Santa Claus. And she was so upset. You guys, do y'all tell your kids that there's Santa? Do you have any stories? Because it backfired. She's like, you lied to me? What else have you lied to me about? Oh, no, I mean, it's more make-believe. No, that's a lie. It totally backfired. And then her precious little sister cousin and brother cousin, that's what we call them because they're close in age and they live next door, but they're younger than our kids. Yeah, they still believe in Santa, except for their big cousin Carmen is like, not in our house. It's Daddy. There is no Santa. I was like, oh man, I forgot to tell her not to tell them. I failed. I feel so bad. Okay, so I love deer. And so I just had to jump right into using these precious little deer. I have my eyes, like I need another stamp set, like I need a hole in my head. But I noticed that Hero Arts has a really cool deer stamp set, and I'm so tempted to get it. We'll see, maybe. I want the dies too, that's the thing. Because the dies cut this really cool silhouette of a tree out. Anyways, this card's super cute. So I'm really excited. This is my first like stack of Christmas cards for 2020. And I'm very excited about these because I'm going to donate all of these to the local nursing home. You guys, my kindness card club, that's right. So I donate cards every month, and these will be my Christmas card donations to the nursing home. If you guys want to get in on donating cards to Dell's Children's Hospital, which is here in Austin, Texas, or a nursing home, or a church, you just let me know. P.O. Box 728, Hutto, Texas 78634. That's the address. You can mail them to Biddy Penny, and I will show them in a video so that everyone can see your amazing work, and then I'll make sure to get it donated to a local facility. So it's something that it's the whole reason I started card making. I started making cards so that it could be a form of community service and a form of spreading joy in this crazy world we live in. I couldn't fit into my schedule doing like a regimented community service, and so I came up with this. This is why I'm a card maker. So it's definitely a big part of what I do. I try to donate 25 to 30 cards a month every year. And sometimes I do more and sometimes I do slightly less, but I really try to hit that 25 card mark. So tonight, when I sat down and made these cards, I made 25 cards in 2.5 hours. And I think that's pretty amazing. And I just look at that time and these supplies as community service. And it's my way of giving back to the world. And now I'm spreading that even more by sharing these things with you guys. So, yeah, we've got to spread more this kit was so much fun. Well, it wasn't even a kit. These supplies were so much fun to work with. It's so funny. This year I just haven't found what I want to use for my Christmas cards. It's insane. Like last year there were so many things, and this year I had my eye on one stamp set, and unfortunately it's sold out and not going to be restocked. And so I don't know. I'm gonna have to make something up, I guess. Anyways, but hey, I'm happy I have these made. So now I can check this off my list. The nursing home is going to have their cards. Now for Dell's Children's Hospital, they don't accept anything, you know, that is religious based. So you can't really, I can't donate children's hospital like Christmas cards to them, but I can donate things with like snowmen or snowflakes or, you know, polar bears, winter animals, stuff like that. As long as it's like warm wishes or, you know, things like that, then I can donate those. So I'm hoping and I'm needing to make something for them next. So one reason why I donate to Dell's Children's Hospital, well, one is I love children, of course, but you know, we have been a family on the receiving end of all the beauty that that hospital delivers. So my daughter has had 3 procedures there. She had 2 surgeries there this summer in 2020, and a procedure like 18 months before that. My little nephew was there a lot when he was young. And so, you know, we have been there when the Chick-fil-A cart comes around with meals for parents at 6 o'clock at night, and you're exhausted because your child just got out of surgery and you're stressed out. And suddenly there's food and it's a donation. And then the nurses come around and they give your daughter or son a stuffed animal that was a donation, or they give them a card that's a donation. You know, all of these things mean so much to the families when they're in this difficult time. And so I know firsthand, as being that parent, what it means to have these little tokens of kindness show up when you need them most. So I hope I have years ahead of me that I will be able to continue to make donations to Dell's Children's Hospital. And don't underestimate what a card means and how much it cheers up a child and a family. It really means a lot. All right. So this is my favorite design out of all 25 cards. I loved this one because it was just like happy animals parading. They're on a parade, and I love that. So this was my favorite. I would love to hear what your favorite is if you make it through this 25-minute video. If you do, you deserve an award. Anyways, I just thought this was so precious. I love this one. One more thing about Dell's Children's Hospital. So I have this really cute book of jokes. They're winter jokes, kids jokes, and my son was destashing it from his bookshelf recently, and I was like, ooh, can I have it? I immediately brought it to my studio, and yeah, like I opened it up to the first page, and it was like, what does a snowman order in a drive-thru? burgers. I've got to make a card like that. I'm going to do it. And that will be like, so basically, I'm going to use that book of children's jokes as my inspiration for my cards for Dell's Children's Hospital. And I'm going to use the jokes to go inside. So I'm totally going to make a card with a snowman on the front and a burger on the inside and write the joke. And that'll be what I give the children. Anyways, you might not want to send cards to this cause, and I get that, but I hope you'll do something like it. Just go out on a limb. You know, I'm sure there's so many people in your life who would love a great card from you. So I just encourage you to do that. Whatever you like. All right, I thought the penguins like building a snowman, so cute. I just loved really all of these. Made me happy. And it just felt good to just sit down and craft this way. It was so fast, so fun, so fulfilling, so relaxing, uber joyful. It was a wonderful session. Like, I love card making like this. And I really think anyone can do this. I am really just like adding glue and adhesive to these pieces of paper. Like, you could use stickers. You know, anybody can do this. It's not rocket science, right? But it's so much fun. And this is a thing. This is why I make cards, because I know when this gets handed to the recipient, whoever they are, wherever they are, they're going to smile. And then that makes me feel good that I did something that put a smile on someone's face. Again, this is why I'm a card maker, guys. Let me know down below. Why are you a card maker? Why do you do it? For the same reason, to put a smile on someone's face? Is it because you're a hoarder of craft supplies like me? You've got to justify it somehow. I'd love to know. I really would. Okay. I sure love the 2-inch strips that come off of 6x6 paper pads when I'm cutting them up. Sometimes I emboss paper, like this one has embossed snowflakes on it. This is like a go-to design for me, where I emboss paper, I put a 2-inch strip on it, I layer some ephemera on it, and bam, I have an awesome card. It's a formula, and I use it often. Tried and true, tested and loved. I encourage you to try it if you haven't before. Chances are you're watching this, you have some 6x6 paper, you have some scraps, you might have an embossing folder. It's a really fun thing to do. So I think going forward, I'm going to kind of, hopefully, go with more things like this in the future for my like Christmas card making, where I buy ephemera and paper packs to pull it off. Because when I buy stamps each year, then I only want to use those stamps once. Because then I don't want to send the same person the same card 2 years in a row, or a card with the same images. So what I typically do is destash them in my Etsy shop after I've used them once. But that feels kind of wasteful. So I'm really kind of thinking at this point, either digital stamps, which I love and adore, or, you know, ephemera and paper packs are really kind of the best way for me to go. And then, of course, what I don't destash are my sentiments. So when I find a great sentiment set that's for the holidays, I don't mind keeping it and using it year after year because, you know, they just work. And you need different sizes and fonts. I mean, you don't need, but you kind of need different sizes and fonts and sayings. So those I tend to keep, but images like characters, critters, all that stuff, I don't like to reuse from year to year. Here's another opportunity for you to reach out to me in the comments below. Do you keep your stamp sets after you've made stuff with them each Christmas, or do you destash them or share them with a friend or whatever? I'd love to know. All right, guys, so here are my 25 cards. I'm just going to kind of show you. They're not always completely matchy-matchy like these. The snowflakes are placed in different places. I do use all of the scraps for the insides of the cards. Like, I used every stitch of those 12 pieces of paper, or half that paper pack that I had used. I had none of that left over. And then, you know, I layered up a few extra pieces of the ephemera. I think these two, I need to go back and add something, so I'm going to separate those. Those are the only two I missed as far as doing the insides of the cards. Anyways, I encourage you guys to try a session out like this. It really is invigorating and so much fun. I realize, because I'm not using sketches or anything, I always push myself a little further when I'm doing things like this. I discover new ways to layer paper and try things, like on this one right here with the dark paper and the deer, and the other one, how I put the paper behind and added some extra layers. I've never done that before, and I like the way it looks. You only see a tiny bit of it, but I like it. And I did it with that ornament card on the left as well. I'm pointing out that I had added some string to the ornaments on the card on the right. I love this card because it makes me think my dad used to always take us out to look at Christmas lights every year, and it was just so special. We even did it we did that with my children. He would go with us and we would take the kids all around their neighborhood and all around their town to look at Christmas lights every year. Such a wonderful tradition. So I'll be keeping actually one of those cards just to think of him. And I think I'm gonna have to give one of those cards, Santa is Coming, to my daughter because it has an elf on it, and I was totally thinking of her. I really like this layout right here, the one on the left. I like the one on the right too, but I really like this one. That was pretty cool. And then I did this with the scraps, and I like this too. Not a design that I would just think of automatically, but when you're trying to use up all the last of your scraps because you don't want any leftovers, that's when you stretch your imagination. And guys, if we can't use and dream and use our imagination with paper, when are we going to get to do it? So really, just push yourself, have some fun. You can't really make that many mistakes. We're making cards, and just enjoy yourself in the process. Lose yourself in the process. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you are still listening to me talk, wow, you're a champ. Anyways, hit that like, subscribe, comment, and I'll check you later. Bye.